Welcome back to Copperline Rattler Ranch. I am Julia. Dawn has been doing some work on the parapets. We're going to show you that in the video. And we're going to show you what I've been doing to the bottle window as far as doing some lime plaster on the exterior part. We're going to be building the parapet walls in sections, just little 8-foot sections or less. This is the first one that's going to go up on that east wall. It's the shortest. It'll be overall about 8 inches. And what Dawn has done, I'll pull one of these out, is he's cut these vertical supports at an angle. The angle will go in toward the roof, and that will direct the rain off the top of the parapet into the roof instead of over the outside edge, so everything can flow off to that west end.
They made it shift.
Oh no. No shifting.
This wood is dense.
That's nice for a change. It's windy. We're still that first day that I talked to you about last week. So this is the highest point on our roof, and this is going to be the lowest parapet. So it's measuring from the roof decking to the top of that 2x4 at the highest point of the setup at 8 inches. So let me get you a little closer. You can see where he put some screws in between. You see those dark things? Screws in between the uprights, or the verticals, I should say. What we did was we nailed our verticals to the bottom flat board, and then before we put the slanted crown on, we started those screws in there so that when he came up here he could use he's got an attachment for his drill that will do a right angle, and he used that to get them in after we had the caps on. So we're constructing these in the sections that are 8 feet long or less, down on the ground, and then bringing them up here in those pieces and putting them on the roof. He's also using a little bit of liquid nails. So yeah, it's working out great. So far so good. We still got a lot of roof to go. Wow, the wind is just really wicked up here. I'm not sure how much we're going to do today. It's getting late in the day. We started this fairly late in the afternoon, but I think it looks great. It turned out great. It took 220 inches about for that whole section there. So we did 2 8-foot sections, an 8-foot section on this side over here, 8-foot section over here, and then we did the smaller section in the middle. That way we have stronger corners. It's gotten almost all of the parapets built. Just that little tiny piece over there left to go, and the parapets will be mostly done. So what he still has to do is put sheathing on this side of the parapet walls, and what he's going to do for that is going to put them at an angle so that when we do the rolled material it goes up without having a sharp angle to go. Sorry for the wind, everyone, but here's how he's working it. This top part up here, I'll put another piece of OSB, and that'll give us that nice gentle slope up. It's a very windy day, so he's working with the wind. There's a little bit of how it looks before he puts the OSB on there. And then that way, when the rolled roofing material gets rolled out, so out, up, up, and a little bit over. This ball window is going to be a bit of a challenge because I don't have a trowel other than my pointing trowel, which is this skinny little thing to go in between. So what I've kind of discovered, and I'm sure a lot of people who plaster for a living know, is that you can kind of throw the plaster on there. So I'm going to throw it on there, use what I can to get it smoothed out, and then I'll use this for some of the finer work. And then I was gonna tape the bottles. It turned out to be quite a challenge to get them taped and get them trimmed. I just couldn't do it very well. So I'm just gonna clean them off with some clear water as soon as I get this thing done, so that they're not cloudy or anything like that. And the light shines through beautifully. So here we go. All right, that method wasn't working out as well as I had hoped. It certainly was taking a long time. So I've decided just to hand slap this on there, work it in with my hands. And then I'm gonna come along and clean up these bottles. And if I see any place that needs a little attention with that pointer, I'll use the pointer to get around some of the tight spots. All right, it's done. They need a little bit more cleanup. I'm going to need to use like a soft brush, like a nail brush, to get these little ridges cleaned out. And I don't want to do that right yet because this isn't cured yet. So I've cleaned all of the masses of stuff off. A little bit left around the edges, no worries. Those will probably fall off eventually. But I will take a nail brush after it's cured and solid to get these little ridges clean. Hopefully they'll come clean. I'm not sure if they will. But anyway, I think it turned out great. What do you think? Let me know. That's going to be it for this week's video. We showed you a little bit of plastering on that bottle window on the outside of the house. Dawn's been doing some work on the roof, and it's too windy today. It's going to be too windy tomorrow, and we're also going to have some really cold dips in our temperatures to do much more work on the outside for the next couple of days. Too windy for him to work safely on the roof. Too cold to be putting the plaster on the outside. The outside wall temperature has to be a certain amount in order for the plaster to work. So with us dipping down probably into the 20s the next couple of nights, it's going to just make it too cold for that plaster to work on the outside of the house. So next week, my plan is to show you the inside plastering of the bottle window. And I'm going to be changing the recipe for the plaster that I'm using on the inside of the house, on the inside of the bathroom. It'll go on this wall and then this wall over here. So that's going to be changing. That'll come up next week. Hopefully the rest of the stuff on the roof, I know he's going to be trying to get that done. And our friend Tom has graciously offered to come and help with that, with the rolled roofing material, so that he can get that done. But I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I know it was just kind of a little mix of this and that. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.